everyone, Mrs. Spatola here, and here are the answers to the homework sheet from Monday. Take a look, pause the video, check your work. Here are a few more, and you can pause the video again to get the rest of the problems. And last but not least, there's number 29. All right, hope you did well. And remember, it's about the order of operations. You have to follow the order. Parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, whichever comes first in the problem from left to right. And then finally, addition or subtraction. All right, here we go with today's lesson, which is going to be on properties. Today's lesson is going to be Unit 3, Lesson 4, Properties. What are the properties of math? Well, if we take a look over here at the right, we see that properties are a set of math rules that are always true. They often help us to solve equations. Well, that brings us right back to our do now question. Why is it important to follow the order of operations? Take a minute and think about that. We've talked about that multiple times, the order of operations. Pause. So as you can see, the order of operations are rules to guide us to properly solve expressions and equations, actually. They are important so we solve the same way and we get the correct answer. Please make sure you write that down in your workbooks. If you need to pause, pause at any given time. So let's see which of these properties you remember from elementary school. The first property we're going to talk about today is the commutative property. So when we think about the commutative property, we think commute or back and forth, or commutative, change order. Notice a little hack or a little trick for the commutative property is the C and the O for change order. The C and the O in the commutative property word. So when we think of commuting, we think about going back and forth. Well, that's exactly what the rule for the commutative property actually is. The commutative property of addition says that when adding numbers, you can add them in any order, and the sum, which is the answer to an addition problem, will be the same. So for example, we have 5 plus 3 equals 3 plus 5. Well, literally, if you do the math, you can see that 5 plus 3 is 8, and that is equal to 8. And there's your proof. When we are proving these properties, boys and girls, it's very important that you look at one side of the equal sign and then you look at the other side of the equal sign. If the answer is the same on both sides of the equal sign, then you know your property is being proved. Now let's take a look at the commutative property of multiplication. The commutative property of multiplication says when multiplying numbers, you can multiply them in any order, and the product, which is the answer to a multiplication problem, the answers will be the same. In this example here, you can see that 8 times 4 equals 4 times 8. Well, 8 times 4 is 32. Is 32 equal to 32? Absolutely. So it doesn't matter the orders in which the numbers appear, the product will be the same. So if it's 8 times 4, it's the same as 4 times 8. This little section is just a reminder that no matter the order you put addends, those are the numbers you add together, and factors in. Factors are numbers that you multiply. They still equal the sum and the product. So basically, commutative property, you change the order of the addends, numbers you add, and the factors, numbers you multiply. They still equal the same sum and the same product. So here is a summary of addition. Sometimes, now notice we have letters here. Sometimes you're going to have letters also called variables, we're going to look at those in a couple of lessons next week. The variables are letters that represent numbers. So it doesn't matter if it's algebraic with variables or with numbers such as 8 plus 18, which is equal to 18 plus 8. Those are numeric. So sometimes you have something called algebraic right here with the variables, and sometimes you have numerical. And then we can take a look at the multiplication. Again, the order doesn't matter. A times B is still equal to B times A, or 5 times 12 is equal to 12 times 5. The product will still be the same. Look at the next section. Can you write 2 examples of the commutative property of addition and multiplication? So what I'd like you to do right now, everyone's will be different. I'm going to ask you to pause the video and just write an example, 2 examples of the addition property of the commutative and the commutative property of multiplication. Just make up 2 examples. Pause. And just check your work. Here are a couple of examples of the commutative property of addition and a couple of the commutative property of multiplication. Remember, the main thing to remember is that the numbers change order. The next property we're going to take a look at is the associative property. And with the associative property, there is an associative property of multiplication and addition, very similar to the commutative property. Now, with this one here, the associative property, we want you to think, I like to call it the social property, or we like to think associate with or socialize. So let's pretend we have 3 names here. So let's fill in 3 different names. How about Bob, Adam, and Mike? And one day, Bob, Adam, and Mike were hanging out together. So we have Bob, Adam, and Mike. One day they were hanging out together, and Bob said, you know what? We're going to go ride bicycles together. So Bob said, I'm going to go and text Adam and Mike, and we're going to go hang out together, and we are going to put on our helmets, and we're going to go ride bicycles together. And they go off and they have a great day. Then they go get ice cream after, and everybody goes home, and that's the end of their day. Well, the next day, Adam says, you know what? That was so fun. I am going to go and call my friends Bob and Mike. So now notice when you associate with someone, you are using parentheses. All right, so the first situation here, we have Bob, and then what happened here? He wound up texting Adam and Mike, and they all hung out. In this case here, Adam texted Bob and Mike, and they all hung out together. Did the people change? No, the students stayed the same, only the groups changed. So for example, if we're going to put that now in terms of math, with addition, sometimes when we use algebra, and algebra is when we use the variables, we would have the associative property of addition look like this. A plus B plus C in parentheses equals A plus B plus C in parentheses. If we were to look at multiplication, and again using algebra, using those variables, we have A times B times C in parentheses is equal to A times B in parentheses times C. We're multiplying, in this case, all of the variables together, but no matter which order we multiply, no matter which group comes first, your total product will still be the same. And let's just take a look at that again. The associative property of addition. When adding numbers, you can add them in different groups, and the sum will be the same. For example, we have 7 plus 5 in parentheses plus 3 is the same as 7 plus 5 plus 3 in parentheses. So literally, if we were to do the math, I have 12 plus 3, and that is equal to 15. And then what do I have here? I have 5 plus 3 is 8. And then I bring this down, 7 plus 8. And my sum is also 15. Is 15 equal to 15? Yes, it is. And the clue is think social. I almost see the word social in the word associative. Now let's take a look at the associative property of multiplication. When multiplying numbers, you can multiply them in any order, and the product will still be the same. For example, take a look here. We have 2 times 3 times 4 in parentheses is equal to 2 times 3 times 4. And the 2 and the 3 are in parentheses this time. Well, let's just break it down and take a quick look here. So I can see that 3 times 4 is 12. 2 times 12 is 24. Let's squeeze that in right there. And then 2 times 3 in this case is 6. And 6 times 4 is 24. Is 24 equal to 24? Yes. And that is how the associative property works. Now, your task is going to be, can you write 2 examples of the associative property of addition and multiplication? Take a quick minute and do that now. Pause the video and give it a shot. And here you have a couple of examples of the associative property of addition and the associative property of multiplication. They don't have to be these exact numbers, but the important thing to remember is that you should have the same numbers, but in different groupings. Alrighty, time to move on to the next one. The next property we're going to look at today is the identity property. When we think about identity, we think about self or same. So for example, this is Kathy. This is Kathy. Kathy only has one identity. It's just her. So when we think about these properties, there are 2 identity properties. There is the identity property of addition and the identity property of multiplication. So for the first example, let's continue to use Kathy for our example. So here, if we put in Kathy here, if we have Kathy and we add nobody else, we still are left with Kathy. And then notice that would be the identity property of addition. Then we have Kathy again, and if we multiply Kathy by herself or times 1, we are still left with Kathy. So in this case here, is Kathy still the same person at the end? Of course she is. Let's take a look here. Sometimes with algebra, we have the variable. So the addition property, the identity property of addition, would be any variable plus 0 is equal to that same variable. Or for multiplication, it would be the variable times 1 is still that variable. So in mathematical terms, we would say the identity property of addition says if you add 0 to any number, the sum is still that number. So any 0 added to any number is that number. So for example, number-wise, 5 plus 0 is still equal to 5. And that would be the identity property. If we were to say 8 plus 0 is equal to 8, that's the identity property of addition. 0 added to any number is still that number. And then we have the identity property of multiplication. Any number times 1 is that number. So for example, 7 times 1 equals 7. 100 times 1 is 100. So any number times 1 is that number. Can you write 2 examples of the identity property of addition and multiplication? Just take a minute, pause the video, and do that now. And there you have a couple of examples of the identity property of addition and the identity property of multiplication. There is another property that we're going to look at tomorrow, and that would be the distributive property. But we're going to hold off on that for today, and we're going to focus on the commutative, the associative, and the identity properties for today. Now let's do some practice. For the following problems, you're going to find each missing number and then tell what property is shown. So for example, number one. Number one says 19 plus 42 plus 8 equals. Now, what number do we need to fill in to make these equal? So the first number that was there is 19. That's the one that's missing. I'm going to put 19 there. And then which property would that be? So you're going to take a look at it. You could look back in your notes, and then you should hopefully realize that that property is the associative. Be careful how you abbreviate that one. You would just put associative of, and then you can simply put plus or multiplication. You don't have to write the full words, but you do have to write. I would like you to get in the habit of writing the actual name of just the property. And then you could put of times, of plus, okay? Look at number two. 12 plus 8 equals blank plus 12. Well, I recognize that the order is changing for that, so that has to be 8 going in here. And then the property, if I look back in my notes, would be what? Correct. The commutative. And it's commutative of, now what? Is it addition or multiplication? And you could clearly see that it's addition. Number three. 42 times 8 times 3 equals 8 times 3 times, well, what number is missing here? I notice the number that's missing is 42. Now, here's a great question for you. I notice that there's 3 numbers, but what do I notice about these numbers? Are they in groups with parentheses? Or did they just change order? Well, if you said they just changed order, you would be absolutely right. So this property then would be the commutative of what? Commutative of multiplication. Okay, get the picture? All right, try the rest on this page by yourself. Pause the video right now, try the rest, and then the answers will come up when you restart. And there you have the rest of the answers. Now, it's very important that when you write the property, you have to include of addition or of multiplication. Because if you write, for example, number 7, if you were just to write the associative and you don't put of addition, that would not be correct. Associative, yes, but you have to clarify if it's multiplication or division. Alrighty, the next page is homework. Try your best, and we'll see you soon. Have a great day.